Hey, what's going on, guys? I'm Nathan with mastersofmusic.com. For this video, I'm going to give you guys a review of the Alesis V Mini MIDI keyboard controller. So earlier in the year, I reviewed the V25, which is the bigger version of this. So this is the smaller version. I wanted to go ahead and put together a review and talk about how they compare a bit. So I mean, this thing is really tiny. It's going to be hard to tell on the screen how tiny it is, so my hand almost covers the whole thing practically. Here it is compared to my keyboard, my actual keyboard. I mean, it's way longer than this thing is. It's basically just like the length of the actual keyboard, and then quite a bit shorter too as well. So it's very small MIDI keyboard controller. It's one of the smallest ones. It's really very portable because of that. You could fit into like a purse or a bag quite easily. It's only a couple inches tall with the knobs here. It makes it about 2 inches. It's actually about 1.25 inches with just the base here. And then we've got the little tiny MIDI keys there, so they're quite a bit smaller than the keys that are on the V25. That thing's a lot bigger by comparison. I don't have it anymore to give you the direct size comparison, but this thing is tiny compared to that thing. And it still has the same amount of keys. Got the 25 keys. It's got the 4 knobs. You can adjust the parameters. You can assign those knobs to work with plugins in your DAW or whatever. And it's also got the 4 pads and then the octave up and down buttons. That's what these are. And they're backlit. And then these pads are backlit as well whenever you hit those. One thing that could stand to be backlit is the sustain button, which is a really cool button here. I'll show you here in a little bit, but these buttons don't have any backlights for some reason. So then on the side here, it's got the USB port to plug it in. It's USB powered. It doesn't have a sustain pedal or anything else. It's just a basic entry-level MIDI keyboard controller that's very portable because of its small size. So that's definitely the main advantage that sets it apart. So the V25 that I reviewed earlier, it's got the full size keys, which are a lot larger than these, and then it has the 8 pads, and it has 4 assignable buttons as well. So it's got some a little bit different features. It's got some more stuff going for it, and it also comes with some additional software than this model does, and it only costs $10 more. So you're basically paying for the very small portability factor of the V Mini. So one of the cool differences with the V Mini is the sustain button. The V25 didn't have that because it had a pedal input for that. So what that does is it holds your notes. So if you just tap down once, you can keep playing. So it's also got the a mod button right there, and then the pitch bend button. So here's do an example of this pitch bend here. So the buttons are sensitive to how hard you press them as well. It depends on how much you bend it by how hard you press. So one of the main differences with the V Mini versus the V25 is the V25 comes with Ableton Live Lite software that I'm showing here right now. Both come with the Xpand plugin, which I have open here. So you get the Xpand plugin with the V Mini, but you don't get a DAW to run it in, and it needs a DAW, so that's kind of one downside. But there are a number of free DAWs, so if you wanted to use a free DAW, I mean, that is an option. I have a list over here on mastersofmusic.com with some free DAWs that you could actually use with the V Mini and the plugin that it comes with, even if you don't have a DAW to use it with, because it's kind of weird that they market it towards beginners and then it doesn't actually come with a way to use it at all unless you have a DAW already or some other software that can run it. So Xpand 2, it has a ton of presets, ton of sounds you can get out of here, so it is a pretty cool bit of software to get for free with the purchase of this device. So like I said, there's tons of presets. Look at all these things. There's some cool loops here. I have some things loaded up right here. I'll just do a quick couple of samples just to show you guys. It's kind of cool to run things in the same time as well if you like combine 2 of these. So one issue I had with the V25 is the pads would double hit sometimes. I don't have that trouble at all with this one. The pads are really nice, and they also have a good velocity curve out of the box. The other ones you had to hit really hard on the V25, so that's one thing I appreciate about the V Mini. It is set up well out of the box. I do like the velocity settings on these pads right out of the box. They work well. So you can use the pads and the keys at the same time so you can combine stuff. cool thing about the octave buttons, it'll hold the notes through even when you're cycling through. So it depends on your software you're using. You can map these buttons to whatever parameters you want, like with Ableton. It doesn't have the auto map set up right now. They'll probably add it later. But right now you have to just hit the MIDI button whenever you want to control something, and then hit the whatever button or whatever knob you want to control, and then all you have to do with Ableton, that's just really cool thing about Ableton, and then you just touch whatever you want and then hit the MIDI button again, and then it assigns that parameter to this knob. So it's a really easy way to use MIDI with Ableton Live Lite. So it's kind of a shame it doesn't come with it, but it is very good software for this kind of thing. So Sample Take is another free software you can download. If you have a DAW, you can just plug this right in. It's over at IK Multimedia's website. They have a number of free things in here, so they try to sell you on some other stuff, but you can download this free version and you have all these free things to work with right here. So there's like a number of keyboards. Obviously, same with Xpand. There's a number of keyboards, pianos. So you can download this Alesis V Mini editor software from over on the Alesis website that allows you to control all these different parameters. You can set different velocity curves. You can change what you want the pads to do, the key bed. There's all these different customizable parameters. I've actually left it at the default settings because I like how the velocity curve settings and the sensitivity are just on the default. So it's pretty good to go how it is. With the V25, it required a bit of setup because the velocity curves are kind of weird. So yeah, there are a ton of sounds in Xpand too, so there's like no shortage of different things you can come up with that. So I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up this video right here. Check out mastersofmusic.com for the full review, and I also have a bunch of other cool stuff on here, like free plugins that you can find and all that kind of cool stuff. So thank you guys for watching.